let's jump into the computer like Marcel Marceau. Hey everybody, welcome to today's Together We Can video, where we're going to be talking about niche hunting and why it's important for growing your strategy throughout 2021. And we're going to jump straight into that after two things. One is that you hit that like button as hard as you can, and the next is that you watch this very quick 30-second ad from us, or skip it. Don't really care. Hey everybody, this episode of Together We Can is brought to you by Vice Temple, the only adult specific niche hosting on the web. If you're going to host adult content and create adult websites, then you definitely want to go ahead and use Vice Temple, because your site will not be taken down for using it, like if you use GoDaddy and so on. If you want 50% off your first month using their Stallion plan, then use the link here below or in the description below to get 50% off your first month. Thank you so much to you for watching, and thank you so much to Vice Temple for joining us in this journey. So I'm going to jump into the computer in a few moments and tell you how you can basically research everything that you'll need to find the correct niche and all that sort of thing. But I want to quickly chat to you about why it's important. So basically, the reason niche hunting is important is because not only does it allow you to show up on searches, it also means you're less likely to get bounce rates on your content strategy. Now, what that means is that someone lands on your site and immediately leaves or just views that one page. If you create a very, very niche and a very specific market page, then essentially you can grab a lot more attention from these people, and even if they don't like the link that they landed on or your homepage, they'll be more likely to go and browse the rest of the site, which makes it better for you in terms of conversion. Now, the niche marketing aspect does take a little bit of research to make sure that you're hitting a niche that has a competitive amount of people who want to see it, but also has a low competitivity in terms of the amount of people competing for that keyword or for that particular niche. So we're going to show you in the computer in a few moments exactly how you can do that. Now, it is coming up on late in the year, so I do want to go ahead and just tell you to make sure that you join our Facebook Masterminds group in the description below, and also make sure to get your 100% off on our CAM course also in the description below. But without further ado, let's jump into the computer like Marcel Marceau. Now, you may notice that we're still on this page, and the reason is I had another point on this, and it is niches. Now, as I was saying earlier, the problem with this particular keyword, for example CHATURBATE, as you may guess, is that if someone searches the word CHATURBATE, they're probably going to find CHATURBATE before you, and given the keyword difficulty here is 85%, which puts it in the very hard to compete with range, you're probably not going to want to compete with this one here. Now, you may compete on one of these topics down here, like how much your CHATURBATE token's worth, Espanol, CHATURBATE, etc., etc. And also here you can see paid ads might actually be a good one on this. I'll come into this in a sec. Actually, no, I won't, because we're not doing paid ads, but this is basically saying that no one is competing for the paid ads except for CHATURBATE themselves. So in fact, if you were to target the CHATURBATE keyword at the moment with paid ads, there's a good chance you'd get a good bit of traffic and take it away from CHATURBATE themselves. So anyway, that's beside the point. That was a mild rant there that I hope someone edits out. Probably won't. So essentially, a niche is a subset of the industry. So if you're just going to try and target keywords or content around just adult cams in general, you're going to find it quite difficult. So what you're going to want to do for your content strategy before you even begin is look at a particular niche and a particular type of user. And the reason for that is you can then drill down and just target that particular user, which will make it easier for you to compete. So for example, let's go to let's go with the one I just said. Why not? Let's be creepy. So this tool, by the way, is really, really handy. I'm going to put a link in the description for the free 7-day trial, because you can do that now to research your topics. Seems to be loading a little bit slowly here for some reason. let's put in something else and see if it loads. Yes, so here's another one. Now the keyword difficulty is high. I would say to you, try and get something in the 60s if you can. Now I know it says 60s is hard, but it's at the low end of hard. So try and get something in the 60s%. But basically what you're going to want to do is type in one of your interest niches and so on. And this tool will tell you how many searches there are globally, how many searches there are in the US, and you can obviously change this to whatever country you want. So the reason I'm bringing up this tool for your niche is to check what people are searching for around your niche, and this will give you a good way to map out your content. So before you do this, if you don't have any idea what you want to do, I would head over and search for the following, which is Pornhub statistics. Now you can look at the year in review that was 2019 because these trends don't change that rapidly. And you can look at all the different searches to give yourself some ideas of who looks for what. Now, the reason this is important is because, as I said earlier, there are different tiers of country, and you want to be targeting developed countries such as Norway, Sweden, anywhere in Europe really that you would think of as rich, as well as the US and Japan and maybe the Middle East. But the problem you're going to have there is you'll need to be selling people VPNs as well. And then you can look for the top things that people are searching for. So searches that define 2019: amateur, alien, weird, POV, Bella Delphine, cosplay, for example, is big. And then you can come down and you can look at the most searched terms, for example, Japanese hentai, etc. So that would link into why this is so difficult, this here, because obviously it's the most searched term, so everyone is going to be hitting it. But you can come down and take a slice of the pie, maybe in JOI or Squirt or one of these. And then also you can look for most search stars, and you can cross-reference these, so you could find out if one of these has a cam feed and maybe just create a fan site around that particular cam star and draw people in that way. Male, again, same thing. You can also come down and look at amateurs. Now, amateurs are more likely to also have cam feeds. So again, this is a great way to find a content niche. Top 20 countries by traffic. As you can see here, here's the top 20 countries that are looking at daily content. And then you can also look at this and cross-reference it with the different tiers. Now, most of these top ones here, for example, US, yes, Japan, yes, United Kingdom, Canada, France. Philippines is not tier 1, so I'd avoid targeting that. Brazil, likewise. Mexico, likewise. India, definitely stay away from targeting that. You're not going to get any paid commissions from there. Ukraine, Thailand. Sweden is high up there. So I would look at some of the top ones there, so you can look at the traffic on those. Now, again, I would say this one here doesn't really inspire too much, because obviously bigger populations are going to have bigger traffic, generally speaking, so it's not really a huge indicator. Time per visit is a great one, so the more time they spend on it, the more interest there is in those countries. These are some great stats here that you can find out, give you some great ideas. Again, you create content, just targeting the people of Georgia, and they're obviously watch a lot there. Mississippi spends a long time on their porn sites, so that's another great one. And you can look at times and so on, so this will give you an idea as to when to do your posts, when to promote your posts and so on. This is the times that people tend to be watching. So this is all great data here that will give you some ideas. And what I would do is look at this, then take the data. So take out a nice notepad, write down some of this data that stands out to you, and cross-reference it with kind of stuff that you're interested in. So, like if you're into kind of ebony stuff, then, have a look at which countries are searching for ebony on this data that they have here. So they cross-reference it here. So have a look at the countries for ebony or for lesbian and so on, and then mix those in and write some of these things down, and then come back over to SEMrush here and, type in, for example, ebony, Mississippi, and then you can create a site all around, ebony cam girls from Mississippi. And this tool, generally speaking, when it is loading, will show you the volume of searches, the keyword difficulties, and so on. And you can basically then define for yourself whether or not, if there's only 300 searches a month, then it's probably not going to be enough. You're going to want something that's minimum kind of 10 to 15,000 searches globally. I would say more so. You're going to really want something around the 50k plus mark. So you can get, because you're only really going to convert at most, let's say 1 to 2%. So the guide here is to kind of find a keyword or a topic that has a search where 1 to 2% of the volume is going to be around 100 to 300 users a month, because that's going to give you the kind of cream of the crop on that. But that is a niche. That's how to search for it. So before you start your content site, go ahead and do that. Well, that's it, guys. That is a quick overview of niche marketing. And if you have any questions at all, do jump over to the Facebook Mastermind group, or if you want, just pop it into the comments below. I try my best to go through as many of them as I possibly can. And I really appreciate all of you for watching. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so that we can keep you updated when new posts come out.